It began with 3 pillars, the foundation for UW Esports, pushing ourselves to greater heights.
Community.
Career. Competition.
Oh yeah. Reminds me of Toronto Defiant Yakpung. Reminiscent of that, of just juggling everyone into the corner there.
Maybe that'll be the game changer here for UW.
Maybe. Oh my goodness! What an angle by Wizard!
Wow.
Hello everyone, it's so good to be back. It's been quite a while since we've had some Overwatch here at the UW broadcast on, man, it's been forever. So glad to be here.
It's nice to be back. I have definitely missed the action and also missed casting with you, Nelson. It's always fun.
Yeah, well, it's been quite a ride with the Overwatch taking a little bit of break in the winter months, and then with some things here and there preventing us from casting earlier, but we're glad to be here when we can, and we are bringing you some Game of the Week from the Blizzard Collegiate Tournament, and today UW Esports is going to be going against Ohio Esports. Not to be confused with the Ohio where unknown things happen in the gamer world, but we'll leave that as it is. We hope that you enjoy being a part of our community, and we invite you to get more involved. Follow us here or on our UW Esports Discord server, as well as on our social channels at UW Esports. And as been alluded before, I am Nelson. I almost said I was a second year. This is very not true. It's been not true for 2 quarters. I am a third year at the University of Washington.
And I am Tariq, also known as Cheater, and I am in my last quarter as a master's student here at the University of Washington. So sadly, this is going to be the last quarter that I will be on the streams here. At least in the immediate future.
I was initially just excited here. Oh my god, you're graduating. I was like, oh, I'm really nice with you after that.
See, we just need to convince everyone to start having alumni games, and then that's what we'll start doing.
Yes, make this happen. Make this happen, UW Esports. We are listening, and we want it. So, but we are here right now to watch some good Overwatch. So, let's just jump right into it against Ohio Esports, and this is going to be first to 2 maps. And we are starting here on our trusty control point here at Nepal.
Yeah, Nepal. So Ohio Esports, if I remember from the last time that we watched them play, there was a bunch of fun trade-off in the play that we saw between UW and Ohio, where they did a pretty good job at reading each other's movements and reading each other's strategy back and forth. And I'm really excited to see how the teams have kind of assembled and changed over the course of the break. So we'll see it right here as Mags comes in with the hamster, trying to get onto the point.
This Doomfist from Crazy Mang may prove to be very annoying, although there will be a Discord orb to try to get some more damage on him. Mags is going to look for the roll through, get some disruption right here. Gotta be a little careful playing all the way towards the side when there's a ball that could... Oh! But it's Mags that's gotta be careful. He just gets punched right off the map. And without your tank, that is it.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We're seeing a little... some of the changes that have come in kind of reset some of the balancing between the different heroes. And so you're seeing a little bit more variety in the composition here. One of the changes... I don't believe they've done this change, but... it used to be that you could really cheese this point by having Hammond spin around on that point, and now they have a point where the claw that you can use to swing around will eventually time out.
Yeah, timeout is 6 seconds or something of that nature. So you can't go forever, unfortunately.
You're going to have to see a lot more choice for some of the engagements here. As we see Aku looking around to kind of get some picks. It's nice to see these tracer battles coming in there. Looks like Smee is going to get the other side of that too. Sneaky getting a melee onto Crazy. It looks like UW will take this point at 39%.
Yeah. And you can see the game plan from UW Esports here with the Tracer and Sombra and Ball, all just able to go wherever. The goal is just to surround the people on point and just pressure them from all directions. Water found themselves was nowhere to go, got picked off first, and without your primary heals, you can't really do a whole lot. That being said, now is UW's job to hold this point, and there's the Doofus engage, and Sneaky just gets completely surrounded.
Yeah, and that's not looking quite good. Ohio Esports kind of coming back a little bit. UW trying to even it out a little bit. Smee looking for a little bit of a pick here and seeing if they can find maybe the Tracer to counter. A little bit of damage kind of coming out, but Smee is trying to be a little bit conservative here, just kind of hold and delay the point capture. It doesn't look like they're going to try to push this recapture and wait for those respawns to come in.
People scenarios, so the ball just is going to live for so long, it's going to be so hard to deal with. Mags is just able to take all that with the ball, and UW still retain control of the point as we're getting to plus 60%. Mags even lives through all that, going to extremely low HP. But trades, this is so messy. Everyone's just coming back with a bunch of mobility to come back onto the point. Ultimates are still coming back online, but it looks like UW have decided to yield the point for the most part. But that is 69%. Haha, funny numbers.
Yeah, that was a good strategy here because they knew they were going to lose it, and so just like doing what you can, using your mobile heroes to kind of delay any more capture of that point and seeing how high you can get that number. And it's really nice that we're seeing this more mobile play coming back in. As we see Dala kind of coming in, popping off the shield from Brigitte.
That was a really aware play from the Ohio Esports. Even though that the Dallas pops the rally anticipating the fast engage, it just wasn't enough. Ohio Esports were just too coordinated and were able to absolutely destroy Sneaky even through the rally armor. I guess it's not armor anymore, rally health.
Yeah, it's interesting running the Zenyatta and the Brigitte here, and I'm not sure if it's going to give enough healing. But then again, you have those very mobile players. And so
no tank. No, look at all those assists on Crazy Mag. Every single person getting on that kill, and now there's no tank for the side of Ohio Esports. And wow, that's just
really good recapture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but very incredible job, incredible movement. But like I said, having these teams now that are more mobile. Smee getting picked off. They're getting a little bit too greedy there. And so Crazy kind of gets their revenge.
That's such a problem, actually.
Yeah, I really miss this kind of mobile, more mobile play style. I think in the last season we saw it got very, very static, very, very quickly. But now you can see the teams can kind of split and come back together very, very easily and very, very efficiently. Yeah. And gives you these more interesting fights here.
But there's EMP. It hits 3-4 people and gets one kill immediately. And Crazy Man has nowhere to run. The counter EMP is there, but it's way too late after too many people have fallen. And even though it's 99%, Mags is able to get the last boop. Just make sure that Kasora cannot touch the point. And this is going to be a 1-0 lead for UW Esports.
Well, I mean, like I said, this is exactly the kind of game we were thinking about seeing compared to the last time we saw Ohio Esports come in. These teams are very, very good at reading their opponents, and we saw a little bit of that interplay despite having a very different meta coming in here. The teams are a lot more mobile. You see a lot of cases where the teams will split and rejoin, much more so with the recent balance changes. And so I think this both plays to the strengths of both of these teams, and I think that either way it goes is going to be pretty close.
Well, look at this composition swap, though, for the village side of Nepal. This is Mags on the Reinhardt with the Mei and Bap. This is a statement that we want to stay on point and just not let you enter. We're going to start with some high ground control, but UW is going to quickly want to set up on the point and just wall off one side, focus your resources on another side, and we'll just try to be able to just sustain through the surround that Ohio is going to attempt.
And it looks like Ohio is going to lose a little bit of that control. Akko looking to get a couple little picks to maybe try to delay any movement there. Crazy gives enough time for Crazy to get onto the point and try to flee around a little bit, but Crazy is going to go down. from Sneaky. Sneaky and Crazy having a little bit of a duel between the heroes that they're picking. Noticing that Sneaky has moved over to the Baptiste, which I think is going to be a bit more of an advantage for them because there can be a little bit more healing coming out. We have some heroes that are not as flanky, and they're going to move a little bit more as a chunk. So we're kind of reverting back to a little bit more of a kind
But
of
here's the
cohesive
fair
composition.
mercy. Who's going to deal with this? It must be Smee, but Smee's not going to be able to get a lot of...
Ooh.
Well, I guess
the May,
I was gonna
okay.
say, the May helps, I guess. But the res is there. But that is the res now gone, and now Alcazar really needs to play careful, knowing that even the May is a danger right now. This is
It's always going to be that
call.
first really big kill with the May that's going to really define what kind of composition you're going up against. When the May can get a big kill like that, you can see that Ohio really hesitated to kind of move forward. And that hesitation is going to bite them here as UW is really committing to holding the point. And the team just kind of falls apart. You have the Fair Mercy in the back trying to get some picks, but honestly just kind of really delaying and just
There's
delaying
a
and
ton
trying
of
to wait.
delay here. The Reinhardt's still up, and even though the BAP is gone, Lucia's still able... Oh no!
Ooh!
He dies
Good pick by
mid-cast.
Kuna here.
That's Dallas Soundbear gone, getting no value out of it, and Nags is gonna fall as a consequence. There's nothing for Smee to do. It's gonna get punched to a wall. That's a very good play for Ohio Esports to interrupt the cast of the sound barrier before Dallas can get it. If Dallas gets that off, UW might just be able to win that out.
It was a very, very well-timed pick, and I think
this is a
it shows
classic.
that power of Sombra here.
Going over the top and just dump a barrage right on their heads. They're looking for
It's been a while since we've seen a good
They see
barrage.
it,
Oh,
but he gets
no!
punched!
The stun
What a-
there, the communication, the timing, absolutely perfect there. Getting the stun on Smee right at the point when that when Akko is going to throw that ultimate. That's really the best case scenario for Ohio Esports, and I can imagine such precise comms happening at that point in time.
That's the power of the empowered rocket punch. It pierces through enemies for 3 meters behind the first person they hit, which means that Mags is not able to protect that. What an insane play. Bakuna has already had to go back. Oh no! He's the Doofus a trap, but has the ult to bail out. And now his empowered punch. Mags is in a world of hurt, but he's about to get frozen. No, he's not, because the Cleanse is there to save him.
Beautiful headshot by Noixons here. But I don't think it's going to quite be enough to hold things back. Noixon's barely trying to hold on a little bit slow. Getting a really, really good res off on the Kiriko there. Crazy barely hanging on here. It looks like they're going to be taken down very quickly.
Oh, the Cleanse!
UW's going to try to come back to get this point. Noixons is going to go down. Smee trying to get those headshots. And it looks like UW will be able to recapture that point. Starting at 77%.
Their
Against
sustain
Ohio
is
Esports
dangerously
89.
low right now, though. I don't know if you noticed, but Water managed to reactively cleanse to the Earthshatter, meaning that they did not get hit. That was a great counterplay, and it may allow a bit of a faster recontest. No, they need to wait for their mercy, and now we're taking upwards 90%. Is there anything? Ooh! Oh!
Ooh, there's the pick that Smee wanted there.
Oh, and
Slow
now,
trying to kind of help the Farah get there to contest the point and trigger the overtime. The overtime is triggered, but it's going to be a very difficult run as Water goes down. You have the Doomfist Crazy trying to hold anything there, but they're going to go down, and it looks like UW is going to eke out another take there unless they can get another little flank coming there. Kuna trying to do something, but the hack is just not going to be enough.
yes,
and
and
UW
that is going. And that's going to be UW winning out 2-0 on Nepal. And what a time for Smee to show up at that very last moment.
It was really a lot of fun that we saw in that game. I think you see the strengths of these two teams here, both in terms of reading and understanding how to outplay each other. I really liked in that second point seeing these two different styles competing. You saw Ohio can keep with that kind of flex flanking composition, and UW kind of going to a composition that's a little bit more stable, not as turtly as we've seen last season, but still something that can keep the composition and get your higher value healers, higher value area of effect healers in there, and it worked out for them.
Speaking of which, I was actually somewhat surprised to see how UW decided to play that second point, because generally with the Reinhardt, you're going to look to just take control of one specific area, and I would have expected that to be directly on point, but it was very smart for UW to realize that with the set of the Pharah and the Sombra, they just couldn't afford to yield everywhere but the point. As yes, you may have a Maywall, but that's on a cooldown. You can't keep out all the members and have safety for everyone if you just live on point. And so UW were comfortable to live on the high ground for a little bit and only challenge the point when necessary, which afforded them enough space. Like, if Smee is not on the high ground at the very end, he doesn't get the mercy kill. And the mercy kill was so crucial there that then the Pharah is much less of a danger.
And I mean, a lot of that comes to kind of the kind of strategic knowledge and trying to read the other team here, right? Like, Smee knows that they're going to try to trigger that overtime, and they're going to use the most mobile players there, which in your case is going to be the Sombra, it's going to be Pharah, and it's going to be the Mercy by extension, because they're doing that Pharah Mercy combo.
Right.
The question that's going to really come here is, you saw, I mean, there were points where Mei worked in a lot of these cases, but it's going to be interesting to see on the next game, are you going to see them try to kind of push Mei out by making those strategic picks that are going to really alter that play style?
I also want to just quickly point out that there are scenarios in which Mei was actually doing wonders countering the Doomfist trying to get out of engages. At least twice, the Mei wall prevented the Doomfist from being able to leave and force the Doom to spend either a ton of extra abilities like the Meteor Strike just to escape, or get bailed out by teams with like the Suzu from Kiriko or whatever. But enough talk. We've talked enough about Nepal. We do have more maps here to watch, and we are next going to, I believe, Blizzard World.
Blizzard World is always a fun map. I've really missed seeing this map in the rotation, and it's nice to see it back. It's a fun little fantasy world that's kind of themed off all the Blizzard games, and it's just I don't know. I could tell just looking at the map design that just the entire Blizzard, all the Blizzard development teams just had so much fun, I imagined, in putting this together and really just building this out. I mean, honestly, I thought this was almost like an April Fool's kind of thing, seeing little rides that like Mags is driving on right now, and
Yes, I actually, whenever I'm on the defense, I go around and just use the balloons that I have up there for just a little bit of aim practice. I'm actually pretty bad at it, which may say something about how good I am at the game, but these guys certainly have no problem with it. As you see, both teams going for ball comps and probably going to look to use the high ground here, try to set up and just surround the other players, as Dallas is in a bit of trouble early. He's gonna be able to get out. Same can't be said for Noxious, but Smee does find a frag right back. And this is getting pretty messy as players are just falling left and right. I think there are only 2 left on the side of UW. As the ball comes in, they're gonna just collapse on Sneaky. There's just nowhere to go.
Yeah, just like Wizard said in the chat, oh god, not ball meta, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. Really taking advantage of those very, very mobile compositions, being able to move around the entire team and quickly turn it from a kind of a single throwing everything you have to surrounding them like very amoeba style.
Yeah, and then in the Zen is probably really a huge linchpin here. Yes, allows you to take out the ball easier, but you're also a prime target if everyone's able to get right up to you, like as Akasora is doing right now, but he's just better. Yes, he does die in the end, but manages to get the refrag. Mags is hacked and is in a bit of danger, and he's not going to be able to get out, but not without losing their own ball in the process. still a very scrappy fight. These ball fights just tend to be that way, it seems. But it looks like
absolutely. Like you kind of you with these compositions, you're playing around just like with any tank. You're playing around the tank, right? Fundamentally, that's what you're focusing on doing. And everything, even with these more flanky comps, you're always kind of revolving around that. You see Tracer going after the Zenyatta. You see, you'll see the Tracers going after each other. You'll see Sombras going and getting picks. It's all going to revolve around that. And you always want to be aware of where your tank is at that whole time, even if you're not really relying on them, even if you're just focusing on flanks.
There's a Kitsune rush out right now. Everyone's going to get the increased fire rate and movement speed from that, but we're countered by the rally from Slowo. And we still have a Transcendence available from both sides that might be popped at any moment here. Noxians is also close to an EMP as the mines get dropped onto the cart, and on the high ground actually, but no one's actually dared to step in, and unless he's actually able to knock some people into it. But Sneaky is going to use the Transcendence, save his own life, and also just clear out a few of these minefields. But that means Lando gets the second Transcendence and is able to clear out a few mines from Mags himself. Another ult comes in. This time it's the EMP from Noxious, but it's way too late. Two people had already fallen by the time the EMP comes out. There's just no follow-up available. Tons invested from both sides, but Ohio is able to get through when all of the old trades are said and done, and these are staggers.
Yeah, UW was struggling to really, like, they were holding about even in fights, but they just were not able to get on that card to kind of stop that progress here. And we're seeing Dallas switch over to the Brigitte. We may see a bit more of a kind of brawling comp coming out. It's going to be interesting. I'm not quite sure what they're doing in terms of composition. They have some really heavy flankers, and I'm not sure if they're kind of trying to use Brigitte as an off tank of sorts, which I haven't necessarily seen.
Brick is there to protect
the
Zen, well. I think. That's one of the primary focuses here, because the Zen is so vulnerable by themselves. And the EMP and the Pulse Bomb combo gonna leave Dallas with no shield to hide behind. And that's some really quick picks there. I think he's gonna go down really shortly here. Not much to do. And this cart is almost at the end already, and two people still in the spawn room. Max is probably gonna just have to get a touch here real fast, or Smee, but Max is gonna get hacked out of the slam, gonna die not too long after. And yeah, those are mines. Tough to not step in those, but they do hurt.
Yeah, this was a case where I think UW had a hard time reading what the team was doing, and I don't think they reacted as quickly as they should. I think they should have thought maybe about switching up that comp, because when you have a Tracer focusing on that Zenyatta, generally you want to figure out either a really, really effective, clear counter to that Tracer, or you switch off Zenyatta. And UW had a difficult time committing to either of those options, and I think they ultimately paid for it. I would have liked to see maybe a Reaper come out and try to kind of discourage some of those flanking, or punish some of the Ohio Esports players. But they'll have another chance to do it as we kind of go on the push in the other direction. UW trying to get the point to match Ohio's 3 points on this map.
Yes. Now, I will say it's felt like in this particular map, Ohio was understanding a bit of the game plan of this mirror matchup a lot better than UW. You see, Kuna is able to deny so much of what Mags wants to do just by getting hacks at opportune times. And you see, yeah, they're shooting the balloons here a little. And we have a little bit of a... It's not a crab. Lobster?
I do not. I think it's one of the StarCraft thingies. I cannot remember it's one of the Zerg Overlords, I think.
Oh, I don't play StarCraft. Someone in the chat can tell me on what that actually is. But yeah, I felt like Ohio Esports just knew how to play the comp a little better, knew how to better exploit the Zenyatta than the UW knew how to defend it. And if things keep going, UW might be in a bit of trouble. And Ohio Esports is showing that they know their stuff. They can pull their punches too on this ball mirror.
I mean, the whole point of running a glass cannon composition is that you need to learn how to protect the glass cannons here, and Ohio is simply able to kind of do that a little bit better and really watch those other lines coming in. We're seeing Smee trying to get some damage on Crazy, but Crazy is like really working his way through it.
Max is dead. There's no tank for the defensive side. Oh, and there's a sleep. There's the anti-nade and the slam. Not anything you can do to protect that, especially not without your tank. And that's a systematic disassembling of the defense there that started with a great hack onto Mags.
I see Dallas switching over now to the Kiriko. So we're gonna see, might see a little bit of a shift in the composition, but right now Kuna trying to kind of deny some of those strategic health packets and really focusing trying to get all of the UW players to rely basically exclusively on their support players here.
Speaking of which, I didn't realize it, but Slow is actually on the Ana here, which, great hack. Just denies to engage, disrupt the timing a little bit. Now everyone needs to be a little worried, and Slow picks up Noxians. Oh, that's a beautiful dive
sneaky.
right there. Look at that. That's played to perfection. Right as Sneaky is trying to come forward.
Oh, goodness.
By
yeah,
Gravity
this is they're not quite able to find the points to kind of counter each of the little actions that Ohio is doing here. And they're going to have to try to come up with something else because we're at 1 minute and 50 seconds on the clock here. And the question is, how is UW going to respond to this? They seem to kind of more or less be throwing themselves in and losing at the opportunity. If they try to address one, the other one comes
EMP.
in.
Kuna's gonna have EMP. Sneaky's really worried about this, playing so far back just to not get caught here. But now he's completely split. But that might not matter here, actually. Yes, the Tracer's there to try to take him out, but with a little bit of help, Sneaky's able to deal with it just fine. And I guess the split play actually ended up working out. It meant that Sneaky was not going to get caught by the EMP play. That works.
You know, honestly, if I was going to put my money on if that fight was going to win or not, I would have said no. I would have said that fight would not win, but Sneaky just had a little bit of skill advantage there to really kind of help keep themselves alive and get little picks off there. And UW's coming in with a full set of ultimates here, which is going to be really interesting to see how this plays up ahead. Clock is now bumped up.
But Dallas gets caught early. Gets hacked up, is not able to teleport out, and Ohio is able to collapse on that instantly. No chance to even Suzu yourself there, and UW needs to just go right back. Still has a lot of ultimates, but look how fast Kuna's building another EMP. But that's good. That's a great initial pick. Getting the Tracer out, it means that Zen is going to be a lot safer in this next fight.
Absolutely, and that Tracer, instead of playing as more offensive one, is going to be playing a bit more defensively to try to protect that there. And we'll see how it works out there. Sombra is just becoming a pain for both of these teams here.
Ooh! The hack health pack! Health pack control is firmly in favor of Kuna right now. Lando pops the chance as a response to getting dived, but that offers UW the potential to get a counterplay after this as another great headshot from Akisora. EMP though is going to completely disable Mags. Nothing to do about that. Cranesman gonna be able to get out, gonna get healed up was just on his starts. But ooh, Kuna goes down. That's super important. Now there's a but I was about to say that was gonna be safer. Not true. Sneaky goes down anyway. And this dive, even down numbers, is so oppressive from Ohio. They can just pick and choose where they want to engage because they have this high ground.
Yeah, keeping that high ground advantage, especially when you're a lot of your kind of defensive acumen relies on the Sombra getting into those strategic positions. I think really helps Ohio kind of maintain a lot of that. It's not just relying on that one player that's helping kind of maintain your strategy. It's also ensuring that you have backup plans in case those fall through, in case you make a little slip up of your mouse, in case you make slight mistakes there. And Ohio is already.
Sneaky popped Trans so early just because he was about to die, and now they've traded out the Tracer for the Zenyatta. Great kick! Kick is so funny. Matt completely whips the pile drive because of it.
Very good. Slowo kind of staying up here, maybe trying to kind of protect Zenyatta with the sleep, as opposed to what UW is doing with Smee trying to kind of cover sneaky from the
This is so
Sombra here. So
claustrophobic. Feel like you have no space to work with at UW, just trying to do stuff on the low ground while everyone is shooting you from above. So good disruption from the ball here. Mags is going to try to get something done, and the EP is going to come out. Mags just dies before he even gets there. Both supports have gone down for the side of UW, but it's too much. Everyone's dead. Sneaky just has no choice to hide and try to get a last touch when no one knows where he is.
you know it's funny
Everyone's
because
from-
Ohio Esports made this
Wait a
this
second.
whole section look so open.
Wait a second. Is there a touch? There's a touch.
There's yeah, there is a touch, and Ohio doesn't seem to be
well, they
understanding
know.
it. Oh no,
No, they
that's
don't.
that's it. It's a little bit there.
They're too good for this. There's no way they let that happen. And
You know,
that is what-
it's funny because that same section, Ohio made that section look so open and so available that it was pretty much impossible to contest it. And on defense here, they were able to make it look so effortless to block it. It's like, oh, just hold the high ground, just keep the high ground, bro.
Yes, and the positioning that was actually super important. They're playing on the far back high ground, means that Ball needs to declare how he's going to approach way before, and that gives time to like get a discord and pepper shots from long range at him, or get a hack to completely deny the slam engage. And the Ana proves very good at being able to peel for the Zenyatta as well. The two supports playing together. You think that both of them, both Ana and Zen, tend to be pretty susceptible to dive, but they were actually managed to do pretty well there, and UW was just never able to organize a coordinated dive on that. At the same time, Ohio was just able to fall down from the high ground at almost any point in UW's rotation just to try to get to the supports of Ohio. That was a very dominant showing.
Yeah, no, so like if you're so Nelson, if you're UW here, you're going you came from a pretty dominant play on Nepal. You went into Blizzard World, you got Raffle Stomp there. What are you going to be looking for as we move on to our next map?
Well, either I would start to prioritize high ground a lot more. That it is easier said than done to try to take it with how aggressive Ohio has been just on the rotates up there. But UW needs to find a way to protect everyone and just establish some kind of positioning they can work with. That's number one thing they can do. Or alternatively, UW can look to just pivot away from the ball comps, which might be possible on Havana, as I don't know how the meta is right now, but traditionally, Havana is a bit of a sniper's field.
Absolutely, yeah, it is. It is pretty much the sniper can kind of dominate the high ground on those different points, and I think what we'll have to see here is, if you see a sniper being pulled up by both sides, it's going to be either a battle for each other, or you're going to have to see that flanking kind of come in. And it seems like UW, on Blizzard World at least, was struggling with that a little bit more. And struggling a little bit with the kind of composition and how to make it work against such a flexible battlefield. So I think that's going to be what I'm looking for as we move into Havana here. Notably, Havana is going to be more of a, is this going to be just straight payload. So same style as we saw in Blizzard World. So it will be, I'm curious how much of the difficulty that UW is having is due to that, that more mobile control and that mobile battlefield kind of shifting. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. And into the Savannah map, we might have a very different look for both sides here. So we have Sigmas being teased on both sides, with I imagine Smee isn't actually staying on the Kree here. Is probably going to swap the Widow, I'd imagine. But this looks. Yeah, this kind of comp, yeah, as Smee does switch over to the Widowmaker, this is the kind of comp that, like, if you blindfolded me and just told me these comps, I would have told you we are on Circuit Royale. Like, 100%. This is a
very Circuit Royale comp.
So, but yeah, I guess that now that Havana is now a map in meta, it makes sense that the similarities between these maps, these very long sight lines that snipers can absolutely dominate Ooh, gotta be careful there. Actually, wait a second.
I mean,
Max
Nelson,
is on the support here, actually. If you recall, ooh, as
Sneaky.
actually goes out
Where
to
did-
Hypersphere.
Where did you come from?
Yeah, he's on the high ground. Hello? Surprise! How'd that happen? I wasn't watching.
You know, a little bit of some good movement. He doesn't walk on the ground, so he can kind of like walk very silently. So you know.
Yeah.
Just float.
Sneak level 100, I suppose. And there's sonar onto the snipers, but everyone's kind of just falling over from the sniping abilities.
I mean, honestly, this feels like just like a bunch of one-on-one fights. It doesn't really feel like a cohesive play by either of the teams. Like at any point, there's like one person on the point, and so it's just kind of little bit of here, a little bit there. But honestly, if I saw this comp, I would say, can someone please switch off snipers? We don't need 2 snipers or 3 if you're including the Zenyatta here.
Well, at the same time, though, the solo picks during transition is kind of the entire point here, and it's so hard to find places to hide and cut sight lines from these snipers. And ooh, that is a crucial fight to find for Smee. What was detected by the sonar arrow, and that's what allowed for the nice tap headshot there. And now there's going to be so much pressure. There's the Nano just to keep up the Hanzo there. But now Slow's position is known, and he's going to struggle to just try to protect the team. But okay, no, the snipers from Ohio come back and are able to clean up despite the great first pick.
And one thing to notice here is, again, you see that Sigma? That Sigma is pretty much holding things by themselves, and all the players are kind of revolving around. And so you can see a really effective use of a good flanking strategy that takes advantage of a tank that can really hold a lot of stuff together.
Smart reposition right there just to... There's a sight still, and actually Smee has it early, and no counter sights is available. This could be pretty dangerous here. But oh, there's a pick onto Daleth. It is counter traded, but you no longer have a BAP, so no heals. Nothing's gonna save you from this. Oh, never mind. Transcendence comes out. UW is going to invest in this fight, and Smee delivers with another kill. This Transcendence might just completely turn this on its head.
Yeah, I mean, in this position, you have a minute left. You want to make sure that you invest everything that you have, because you're not really going to have another chance to do that. And so it makes sense why UW made this decision, even if it was probably like not necessarily like what you would pick in isolation. But it will pay off for them as they take off this first point and now move into the warehouse.
We got a comp swap here. Crazemang now on the ball again. Gonna look to just look at that dive again with Alcazar on the Tracer. Oh,
that's gonna be the difference here. You're moving. That's the difference here from Circuit Royale and Havana is you have this little section here where the sightlines are not necessarily as clear, and so having this comp swap here is probably going to be a better move for Ohio as they are looking to try to stop progression through this section.
Yeah, Infrasight is up right now. So, Guna's got to be a little careful there. At 175 AP, feeling quite squishy, and Guna's going to go down. That's the sights canceled. Alcazar's down again, and the Ohio Esports are struggling just a little bit to find the ideal way to dive these snipers.
Yeah, it seems that they're focusing a lot on trying to get those snipers out when the point is just kind of being pushed along by Sneaky and Daleth. So it's going to work out in UW's favor as we kind of get back into the really open area, and so we're going to see how they're going to adjust that. Oh, the dragon comes out here. That's
going to completely deny touching the payload. That dragon strike right there. Maybe not completely necessary, but certainly no one's touching after that. It was just the ball by themselves. And Crazemang has swapped back. Crucial ultimate points lost there. Kuna's also going to go down late, which is going to allow the payload to continue moving even more here.
And Smee, switching from the McCree back to the Widowmaker, taking advantage of these long sight lines, despite having the ultimate ready to go. I guess the idea here being that you don't want to accidentally die because you have such a loud ult coming in. But
Ooh.
we'll see what happens here. We have a little bit of Tracer actually coming around the corner here.
Oh,
Oh,
great stick. And
Smeeze is
great,
gonna die anyway.
great
And
follow-up.
Ooh.
That's great Tracer play. That being said, I don't know if Akisora necessarily stays on this. Oop, that's a headshot on a sleeping target.
Yeah,
I don't know
he's
if
taking a nap.
yeah, just taking a nap when everyone's looking at him. No biggie. Akisora, like, you could stand this Tracer here. There are some avenues to work with. Instead of taking the Widow Duel, this might actually be a pretty big backstab if you can find Mags. But Mags does have the Transcendence as an emergency key.
And I think a big
We'd
part
love
of
to
that.
save it, though.
A big part of that.
Oh!
Here we go.
Deary me, but
Crazy
the
getting
nano boost,
some kills off here, trying to get the Brigitte there, trying to help complement that Tracer movement here, and it looks like it's going to quite help out. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that you're doing with the Tracer here is you're trying to peel focus enough from all the players in front towards where the point is going, in order to try to stagger and try to cause some issues enough where the team struggles to face on both sides. And Akusura has just enough the kind of annoyance damage factor to really play there. Oh, Kiriko.
well, another person just sleeping in the backline. But both heals are down from sniper shots, and this will allow a good progress to be made on the point. But this last checkpoint can be so difficult to break. Akasura has a pulse bomb again. Might be able to get some nasty value assist.
We're seeing Akusura come here with the pulse bomb.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
He knows. He knows.
He knows. Oh, well.
Oh.
Well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. And not even using the pulse bomb here. Mags is going to go down.
That's a panicle if I've ever seen one.
That is very much the definition of a panicle. Like, really trying to hope that you get this last 30 seconds there and you're able to do something with it. We saw kind of a similar use of that ult much earlier on the first point here, but it's not going to quite work out in that favor as 10 seconds come in. Somebody needs to touch the point. Otherwise, it's going to be an incomplete for UW moving forward. Lucio trying to get on there, but it's just not going to be quite enough. They have enough to trigger the overtime, but they just need to get a little bit more touch on there. Zenyatta, Mags coming in there, getting a touch.
Nah, the
You got the Transcendence coming in. And it looks like that is going to be... It looks like it's going to be a hold for Ohio.
One of the things that, as I see the Ohio Esports using the Tracer, just make sure that the sniper always has multiple forms of pressure. It's not just trying to outduel the other sniper. It's outduel the other sniper while there's someone looking to backstab you at all times. You just never feel safe always focusing on wherever the other widow's gonna pop their heads out at any moment. You only think, oh my god, I'm being stalked.
Yeah, and that's a really, really big challenge here. I mean, trying to split that focus here, I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges that's one of the biggest challenges that you're seeing UW face against Ohio here. And Ohio is really kind of punishing that split a little bit. The one thing I find really interesting about Ohio's strategy is that they're working on trying to take out UW, and the point is more or less secondary. You don't see a lot of fights happening on the point. You see fights happening around the point. They know that if they get all the players down, the point will stop itself. And UW, because both teams are running much more of a flanking comp, they don't have to worry about so much pressure there coming back.
Wait, Mags is back on tank now. Interesting. Oh, this is going to be the classic hold the spawn strat here, isn't it? Oh,
yes.
This is a UW aggression that we've seen a lot. Let's see if they can just absolutely deny exit here. Oh, the Ash already falling low there. It's going to be tricky with this comp because this is a comp from the side. Oh, great.
Oh, no.
That's a fantastic move from Dallas to force the Ash out right into open. this is the kind of comp that's really hard to just break out. This is because the Widow wants it. Oh
no, the Bastion!
Oh, the Bastion's here! The Bastion's here! Oh no! The shield's absolutely shredded, and this is a great way to just completely break the setup here. Mags did not have enough shield health there, was not ready for the counter Bastion pick. Yes, me picks up a few, but he will get cleaned up, and Ohio Esports will find their way out of spawn. Surely Kuna switches.
Nope, we're still seeing the Bastion here. I mean, the thing is that strategy would have worked, I think, before the Bastion changes, but since Bastion now has tank mode as an ability, not really a whole lot of options you can do here, but it looks like we're still going to see that kind of turtling composition come in. I think they were also expecting the switch off of the Bastion, and so they're getting a little bit of a surprise here.
Oh, Dallas gets finished off, but great shots by Slow-O, and that's the tempo that you've just completely lost. But Agazora gets right in the face of Mags and dies for it. But here is the amplification matrix, and Kuna is in a world of hurt there. Pin
Mags missing the dash
connect,
there.
But oh yeah, that is a German hammer. You can't absorb that, and it felt like well, Ohio Esports just kind of had to push into a Reinhardt, and that's kind of what Reinhardt's strength is. You don't want to approach this Ryan if you can help it, but you have to touch the point.
Yeah, absolutely, and UW is definitely playing a lot more actively on the point and using this kind of turtle composition to force everybody to fight on there. And
here's a high ground.
Get to their advantage.
This is a high ground push, but not everyone made it.
That May block on the wall, on the doorway rather. That was a very, very good play by UW there, kind of forcing everyone. Ohio Esports trying to push up to that high ground where they know that UW has some difficulty, and UW saying, "No, we'd prefer you down here."
Yeah, great proactive play from Noxians. Just make sure that not everyone can make it. That's how you use a May.
We have an imminent ult advantage coming here for Ohio, but it looks like
no.
Oh no, Mags goes down.
Yes, they do get the Bastion counter. Who knows if but me gets one pick.
Ohio holding a lot of the ult there. Aku on with the nano boost right here, looking to see what they can get. Bastion ult's coming down.
Doesn't get anyone.
Trying to clear off that point there. I think there probably could have been like a better synthesization of those ults. They're still playing as if they're all kind of a little bit more independent. We'll see what changes coming in. Looks like that shield's gonna go down again. Mags is surviving. Mags is hanging on for dear life here. Oh no. That's 2 Ohio down, and Bastion's about to go down as well. Noixon's having the Blizzard ready to go. And just like that, the ult advantage is gone for Ohio. And it felt they could have used that a little bit better.
There's almost no time. They do have a Transcendence to try to keep everyone up. The Transcendence is going to make sure that... Oh! That was a death through the Transcendence. That's insane.
Goodness. That is a ridiculous amount of damage that comes in through that. But it looks like UW is going to take that. And I think the thing that was super interesting about this round is that we saw a lot more one-on-one picking play. I think the thing that UW did that worked out really well here is the fact that they said on the defense, they're like, no, we're going to force you all to fight on the point here. And we're going to kind of push you to really kind of commit to that composition. And so, it worked out well for UW there. And they kind of, instead of trying to play on the same leveling ground as Ohio, they said, no, we're gonna change the rules that suit us better because now we're defending.
Yeah, and I felt that UW was also able to make good use of the high ground, as well as on point, and just recognizing that Bastion can no longer just sit infinitely in turret mode. And so you can just say, oh, he's used it. Yeah, Mags may lose his entire shield and lose half of their health. That's fine, because now Bastion has no more tank, and you're essentially just a worse version of Soldier for the next 10 seconds.
But I thought robots were supposed to be better than everything else, not worse.
Well, asterisks, right? It's all in the details. Nevertheless, great win from UW, and that is bringing UW to 4-2. As before this game, they were 3-2, and that is a very great start from UW.
Yeah, I think looking at this game, I mean, you and I casted the Ohio Esports game last week or last quarter during the collegiate tournament. We looked at this quarter. What are your big takeaways for both teams here?
Well, I think that UW that definitely needs to. I think UW excels really well at this Reinhardt comp. That seemed to be the most noticeable thing. I think when UW is trying to play other comps, they are not always entirely on the same page or don't know how to execute, set up dive super cleanly or protect everyone while rotating. That could definitely use some improvement. But fortunately, UW is able to fall back to their trusty Ryan compositions here in this game and completely steamroll at the very end with the first point hold on Havana. As for Ohio Esports, when definitely they have a very strong understanding of how to play this, just surround comps, poke from all sides, and if they're able to get that going, get all their players into position, then they do very well. Unfortunately, that was just something they were not quite able to do on the first point Havana on their offense. That ended up being the decider. But nevertheless, great game from both sides.
Absolutely. Before we wrap up, Nelson, any pluggables for you before we wrap up the stream?
Well, as it turns out, of course, we have our UW Esports here that's always looking for more UW students and UW talent. If you play League of Legends, if you play Rocket League, Overwatch, and I believe Valorant is now another option too for UW Esports now. If you are passionate about any of these games, you can look to see if you can join UW Esports. And if you aren't necessarily playing those games, but you love to be involved in production, that is also some talent that we are looking for here at UW Esports. And as long as you're a UW student, you are qualified, which that will be changing for some next quarter, which is very unfortunate, but...
Yeah, and you can join the Discord by typing !Discord in the chat. And you'll find both of us hanging out in there. But I think that is pretty much going to be it for us. Thank you all so much for joining us today on the UW Twist channel and spending time with the production crew, players, talent. Definitely check us out at UW Esports on pretty much most platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
YouTube's actually UW Esports, I think.
Oh, that's right. It is UW Esports on YouTube. And join the Discord if you're interested in volunteering, helping behind the scenes, and being part of the community here. We'll be streaming more UW Esports matches from the Blizzard Collegiate Tournament this Sunday for our Game of the Week. And
next Sunday, technically, but
next Sunday, today, yeah, that's right.
I mean, we already have a thing, but yes, we do have more Overwatch coming next week. So just stay tuned, mark your calendar, and we will see you. Don't be too dead, and
don't get caught sleeping out in public.
Yes. And we will look to see you again next week for some more Overwatch.